everybody's welcome back to another fantastic video. My name's King and welcome back. So in this video we attempted to do a GMax cinderace. This is going way back to like June. Unfortunately we lost a lot of footage that we recorded. Probably because, you know, phone ran out of space. Stuff like that, but we got a majority of it, and you'll see that in the next 2 days, and hopefully we'll catch up. But I lost a lot of the footage that we recorded. Mostly before this we maxed out the metagross. That's what we ended up losing. But we did get the majority of the levels of the Rayquaza, or Rayquaza, whatever you want to say it. So we got majority of that, and the Groudon, which are now, as I'm speaking, level 50. And majority of when the level update happened, and one of the quests is that I need to get level 50 fully maxed out 3, so I have to do that another 3 times. This is like the level 43 task, but I'll talk about that in that episode. So we're going to go into this episode. And yeah, so this one is, we attempted to do a GMax cinderace, and that didn't go so well. There was literally me and some other person, and you'll see in a minute. Anyway, let's go into it. So yeah, here we go. This is the Gala calling research and the master research. As you can see at the top here, we still got welcome party. I do try and use my alt account for the welcome party. I know I should talk about it, but you do see my old account during raids and stuff. So this is majority of all the research that we've got. And of course, before this was Community Day Classic Magchop, or Magchop. Luckily for us, we had a lot. We ended up with a lot of Magchop candy, which is nice. And this is me trying to do that cinderace. Unfortunately, we failed at that, because even though it was just me and some other person, unfortunately, this is why you shouldn't really be using Pokegenie for these, because everyone was so underleveled and had terrible counters. Unfortunately, I have no water counters at this point in time to take out the cinderace, so we failed. We never actually managed to do a GMax cinderace, because you need your water counters and your ground counters to be able to do a fire. So this year basically was just that we never managed to do any other GMax raid until several months later. But I'll talk about that in those episodes. So yeah, we never managed to do this cinderace. It was sad though. You know, it will come back. It will come back around. Everything that's in everything's in rotation, so everything will come back round. But the thing is, it will come in handy. We'll join other raids and stuff, and then you go. that is literally the last battle I decided to do of Cinderace, because to me it weren't worth trying to remote raid it, because everyone was just so bad. And now we've got some more of the special research there. And we've got a combi. We've got Magchop, because of course it was Community Day Magchop, which ain't too bad. And we did get quite a lot of candy for that. So when GMax Magchamp comes back around in 2026, we'll be getting that. So when you're watching this bit, it will be December. So when GMax Giga comes back around, and I think this is the Steel event back then. Yes, it was the Steel event. And I do like the Steel event sometimes, because of course you get your Beldums and stuff like that, which I needed the candy for to max out my Metagross. But there will be more Beldums coming out, because Beldums are quite rare in the wild, so a bunch of them spawn, and then putting on like a Steel Mega, gaining all of that candy excels. And then, of course, as this point, Mega Metagross hasn't been enraged yet. But that will be coming in the next 2 episodes, so stay tuned for that. But of course, this will be recorded and uploaded the same day. That was another combi. Obviously not female, because that would be the best one. More Magchop. Nice to see it. Do I even have a Mega one? I have no idea if I had a Mega one at that point. Maybe I had a Mega one, because sometimes I forget to put a Mega one. And you've got what's Reaper with the hat on. And then, of course, if I recall, this was the release of Hatterena in the wild. More Beldum. More Golurk. Or Golett. And more Ferroseed. Catching those. So yeah, the Steel event. I think they do that every year around this time, is that they do Open Steel. We don't know what the events are going to be like for 2026. But we've got the Kalos Tour coming. So yeah, we've got Kalos Tour coming in 2026. Of course, I'll try and record a lot of that. And we've got a couple of community days that have been announced, which is nice. Most of those is Piplup Community Day Classic, which is interesting. I mean, I love Piplup Community Day. That was pretty interesting. So this research, it's in the Master Ball research. Oh, it was from the previous, yeah, it was from like the previous season. There was quite a lot of seasons. And of course, this year we've seen the release of the bottle cap, which is quite nice. got the silver bottle cap and the gold bottle cap. Of course, I missed quite a lot of those bottle caps, especially the gold one. But I wasn't paying 20 quid for the gold bottle cap. It wasn't worth it. But yeah, hopefully 2026 we'll see a lot more bottle caps come out at the end of every season, or halfway through season. But to be honest, I don't know. We don't know how many of these silver bottle caps they're going to be releasing. But like I said, all my Pokemon get trickled down, so it may take a while for me to actually get a Hundo Lucario, because Lucario is one of the strongest Pokemon in the game at the moment with its Mega. And then of course you've got the new Megas, which is Mega Lucario Z, which we don't know yet if it's going to be a whole different Mega system, or it's just going to be able to level that up. Yeah, because of course the X and Y for Charizard is that you can choose either X or the Y version, and yeah, you choose either Charizard X or Charizard Y. So we're wondering if we're gonna end up having that system for the Z as well. Lucario Z. And then of course they're gonna be reworking the Mega updates as well. Hopefully it gives you more candy every time you catch the Pokemon of the same type. Because at the moment, the previous Mega rework gives us candy and also a raid boost. So when you have that Pokemon in, and it powers up that type. And this was also the release of Kubfu. So far, we still actually have this research. 7 months later, we still have the research for Kubfu. We still need to complete that. How am I missing so many of these? Also, what I'm waiting for 2026 is White and Black Cure. But I don't want to talk more about that until the December footage. So here we go. We've got Kubfu, which is a Turbo IV. And then we've got some more of these researches. Yeah, but like I said, this year we've seen a lot of new changes to the game since Scopely took over. And of course, they're actually releasing a lot of things that we wanted. We still don't have Pokemon breeding though. That's probably not going to happen. But we've got a way to even max out our Pokemon that we've spent all of our time and energy on. Of course, I'm still waiting for Zamazenta and Zacian to come back, so I can max those out. 2026 probably see the time where we increase more of the Pokemon in our decks, but like I said, we have a level 40 list, and in there it trickles down, so the next Pokemon that's on the list will be maxed out, whatever that is. but we add a lot of new Pokemon all the time. A lot of Pokemon just get pushed down the list. Because at the moment, as I'm speaking, I still haven't maxed out the Blaziken as a good fire type attacker with its Mega. We do have Mega Blaziken energy. So I think around this time there was the Mega Blaziken raids. Yeah, well, unfortunately we lost all of that footage. So all you get is what has been saved. Because I've recorded so much of these research unlocks and all of that, but I couldn't save every single piece. I mean, this was June, so we were like on holiday at this point in the caravan park. I think. So I wasn't really playing that much. You know, one of my biggest goals is being able to do majority of the raids myself, because most legendaries are soloable. Well, doable really, and soloable. But you can do them yourself, and I should against Primo, Kyogre, and Groudon, because they're still unable to be dueled. You need like 3 or 4 players. There you go. Got Amp Up. Magchop. Got a load of these Magchops from Magchop community. Yeah, got like 5,000 something odd candy, I think, at the moment. I mean, I've got enough candy to max out GMax. Magchop at some point. Well, Magchamp at some point. And even one of my hundos that I've got in my storage. And yeah, there you go. That is all of that task. So there we go. So we tried to do a cinderace and failed at it, and we did get ourselves the Dmax kubfu, which ain't too bad. And of course it was Magchop community, so we got a load of candy for that. And of course, I think after that was also the spotlight hour, so we got even more candy on top. So, and then, yeah, the other events and all of that. Magchop spawns in the wild a lot, so you could easily get a load of candy for it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.